Of Ageless Male. Ageless Male has ingredients clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels, and that supports muscle health, boosts romantic drive, and supports energy metabolism. Even though we've already sold over 800,000 bottles of Ageless Male, this is the first time ever we're offering Ageless Male for free. All you pay is shipping and handling. More muscle, more romantic drive, more energy. And it all starts with this amazing offer, the Ageless Male free testosterone giveaway. Your free 30-day supply is waiting for you. Call now.
Don't delay. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-517-1371 to secure your free bottle today. That's 1-800-517-1371 or visit agelessmalefree.com.
Fund the shipping and even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Take start! Take start!
Catching Hell, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back, everyone. We're taking a live look at Kiowa Island in South Carolina right now. They are under a flash flood warning. We're hearing reports of flooding in Folly Beach, and this flash flood warning is in place until 1:30 p.m. So unfortunately, putting a damper on people's beach weekend there in South Carolina. It's been a little bit of a rough one for everybody
You've got
there.
Charleston there also, and I know it. First we had Arthur.
Yeah.
You got a couple days break, but now we have this little mess.
I was there about a week ago. It's gorgeous. I was at Isle of Palms. Beautiful part of the country.
Well, my friend's getting married there on Kiowa Island in a couple of months, and I'm telling her, right during the peak of hurricane season, maybe not a good move, Dr. Postel.
Yeah, it's a little risky. What we have now across the parts of the southeast is something that looks suspicious on radar, but really isn't once you take a second look at it in terms of tropical development. We've got a cluster of thunderstorms here, a couple of 100 miles east of Jacksonville, Savannah, Charleston, you name it. And I've been watching it all morning long, and it's bringing some rain all the way to the coast, no doubt about that, as you just saw some of those camera shots from Kiowa Island. And we are starting to see some rain showers, perhaps even diminish in coverage across the coast there of South Carolina. The main core of storms is out here, and it looks like it's beginning to weaken even a little bit, but we still have that flash flood warning out for Charleston County in South Carolina, which includes Folly Beach, Johns Island, Kiowa Island, until 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. But even on the last few frames here, you can see on the radar pictures that the rain is beginning to weaken, and I think overall the system is going to be moving away, thanks in part to a pretty strong upper level wind flow now that's beginning to establish itself across the region. I put the upper level winds on here near the jet stream level to show you that there's a dip in the jet stream out to the west. And this is not really a tropical system. It's an old frontal zone that's moved down into the region and has triggered some showers and thunderstorms. But with those fast winds aloft and some other things in place, I don't think development is likely at all with this system. That's good news. And what I'll do is I'll time it out for everybody, showing you that the showers and storms over the next about 24 hours will begin to, I think, weaken, stretch out, and then move on out to sea, so that even tomorrow lunchtime, weather conditions along the southeast coast should be pretty good. Let's just hope that's the case. Now let's have a look at what's going on in the West Pacific. We've got a typhoon, a powerful one, Typhoon Ioguri, which has 140-mile-per-hour winds moving west-northwest at 13. I've been looking all morning at some satellite estimates of this particular system, and they're not quite at 140 miles per hour. Some of the more reliable satellite estimates are just a little bit less than that, but still, look at this. It's a formidable system with a well-defined eye and an eye wall now that completely encircles the system. And you can see that perhaps even most of the bad weather is still way to the south on the south side, and there's not much. Once you get north of that eye wall, there's not a whole lot there, but still very bad conditions are near that center of circulation, and we can time it out now and show you it is expected to intensify as it moves northwestward, be a formidable Category 4 hurricane or typhoon in this part of the world as it moves through the Japanese islands and then into Japan, likely as we head through the latter stages of next week. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Postel. Well, if you're headed to the pool in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, don't be surprised if you run into a mermaid.
Favorite story alert. She's a mother of two and a college professor, and her new hobby is raising eyebrows. WVLA's TV's Danielle Grossman has more.
It's just like any other pool on a hot summer day, filled with kids playing and splashing around. But wait, it might not be just the kids trying to beat the heat.
I've made quite a splash, so to speak.
Vanessa Lewis is splashing around town with her new custom-made mermaid tail. This tail is catching everyone's attention.
How are you doing? Well, I'm I've always been enchanted with mermaids ever since I was a little girl. Just the beauty, the myth, the folklore surrounding mermaids.
And so are lots of little girls. Who's your favorite mermaid?
Ariel.
So the question remains, why is the mother of two, a wife and LSU professor, dressing up like a mythical creature?
Because she likes mermaids.
Decided, hey, I wonder what it feels like to swim in a mermaid tail. I found a guy online a few years ago who crafts these custom mermaid tails for fashion magazines.
And eventually Lewis says she wants to use her hobby to not only bring smiles to little ones' faces, but to give back in a special way.
I thought one thing that would be unique for me, a unique outlet, was if I could promote Louisiana conservation, coastal preservation, Louisiana waterways, and sportsman paradise.
In Baton Rouge, Danielle Grossman, NBC 33 News.
I want one. Yep. I want one.
I just want to be a real mermaid.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
okay
fun
with
too.
that.
That'd
I'm
be
down
good
with
too.
that.
We're tracking storms back in 60 seconds.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 86. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies with scattered thunderstorms during the evening. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Ouch. Don't let this happen to you. Be on guard and be ready to slow your roll. A new round of severe thunderstorms is firing up just as millions are returning home from the 4th of July holiday.
Plus, look at the big flare-up of thunderstorms that we have off the southeast coast. It is in the same area where Hurricane Arthur formed last week. We'll find out its chances for development.
Plus, a fireworks show like you've never seen before. We take you hundreds of feet up in the air and put you right in the middle of the colorful exploding shells in today's top 5 videos. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend. We thank you for joining us for Weather Center Live. I'm Kyla Grogan.
And I'm Kate Parker. It is a rough drive home for a lot of folks that have been out on the road traveling. Now, a lot of you are watching us this morning and saying, hey, what's it look like out there with this new round of strong thunderstorms that are firing up?
And Chicago could be in for a nasty case of storm deja vu later today. We could see a repeat of this scene from last week when vicious thunderstorms blasted through and knocked out power and brought down trees.
Now, Chicago's just one of the places that we're keeping a close eye on today. We're also watching St. Louis, Green Bay, Minneapolis, and Des Moines. We're going to go ahead and get you right out the door. We want you to be prepped. So we're going to check in with our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel.
And Dr. Postel, you've been monitoring these not so bad this morning, but we could see some action later today.
Yeah, I think that's right, Kyla and Kate. We've got a Torcon value of 3 across parts of the upper Midwest, which means there's a 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point. I think the primary hazards are hail and high straight line winds across this region with any thunderstorms that do form. But still, just in case, there is a small chance for a tornado. What we've got is a decaying cluster of thunderstorms that's moving now through parts of the upper Midwest. What's really left of it is a bunch of cirrus clouds now. But the idea is that the skies are clearing out behind it and the atmosphere is getting more and more unstable. And we've got some pretty strong dynamics moving in. You can see I put on the upper level wind flow. This is the jet stream that's got a little subtle little disturbance in there, and that is going to help trigger development of storms later on today. There's a core of some pretty fast winds aloft right in here that's working its way through. And you can see right now on the visible satellite pictures and the radar shots, actually the weather looks pretty good for now, but watch out across this region later on today for the redevelopment of some storms. Underneath that jet stream, we've got that moist flow that is moving northward out of the Gulf of Mexico, right ahead of that cold front. The atmosphere is going to get, as I said, pretty unstable. So big storms a possibility, if not a likelihood, across the region. Let's time it out now for everybody, showing you that looks like there's going to be a band of storms 5, 6 o'clock this evening that's going to be right along that front, and there may be another one ahead of it. So Madison, Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, everywhere in between, and La Crosse, Wisconsin, Eau Claire, Wausau, watch out for some big storms. I think the biggest ones, the strongest ones, will be along that front, and they'll line up along it this evening and overnight tonight. With, as we move through the late night hours, the tornado threat, whatever it is coming down. And notice that behind the front, that's when all severe thunderstorm chances end as cooler and drier air moves its way through. Now, sort of taking a bigger picture and looking at the tornado season and the average number of tornadoes per month, we are now obviously in July, so that we are on the downside of the tornado season, which is good news. So as we move through the fall and toward the winter, on average, the tornadoes by month generally decreases. So that's good news. Hopefully severe weather will begin to ramp down. Kyla, back to you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Postel. Let's go to Philadelphia. You know, we all should go to Philadelphia today because it's 83 degrees. Dew point's just 49. That means it's beautiful. It's dry. We don't have to worry about the humidity today. We're enjoying it there in the city of brotherly love. Hope you're out there having a good time, everybody. It's going to be warming up, though. In fact, Philly is looking at 90s for Monday. Many spots in the Northeast are going to get downright toasty. The average about 87. So as you can see, we're going to ramp up here and hop up into the 90s tomorrow and Tuesday. We do have a little stormy weather coming as well. We'll get to that in just a moment. But let's talk about these temperatures. Today, we're looking at 80s in D.C., New York, and Boston, 70s in Binghamton. Look at Burlington, Vermont, 83 degrees. They're getting nice and toasty, too. Tomorrow, though, that's when the heat really kicks up. 96 degrees in Washington, D.C., 91 in New York City. And by Tuesday, you can see those mid-90s sticking there in D.C. and 80s in Pittsburgh and Binghamton. Going to be pretty nice, everybody. But with all of that heat comes an unsettled environment. We're going to see some rain and storms as we get into the midweek time frame, as we start to see all of this moist flow track towards the east, and stormy weather ahead of our cold front as the jet stream takes a little bit of a dive down there below the Great Lakes, helping to steer it across. So that moist flow will mean stormy weather. So let's talk about where those storms will be and when. Tomorrow, it's going to be Pittsburgh, the Ohio Valley, parts of western New York State. We could see some of those storms turn severe, so we have to keep an eye on that. By Tuesday, it all starts tracking towards the coast. Doesn't quite make it there yet, but if you're in Syracuse, if you're in Washington, D.C., you're certainly going to see some of those storms. By Wednesday, it is all up and down the I-95 corridor. You're going to need that umbrella. Kate.
Well, gentlemen, restart your engines. Yeah, that's what you had to do earlier this morning in Daytona. We had a rain delay yesterday for the Coca-Cola 400, the Coke Zero 400, because of bad weather moving across the Daytona International Speedway. Here they are cleaning up the track this morning. The race got restarted just after 11, and even though they needed time to get the track back to a safe driving surface, race organizers still put on a fireworks show for fans last night. But here's what it looks like right now. We've seen a lot of that rain stay out of the Daytona area, so not a lot of it right now making its way through that area. But take a look. We've got a little bit of light rain making its way through Port Orange as well. So we could see a bit of rain here. Ormond Beach, you're just getting soaked just to the north here. So bear in mind that we could see another delay with that race today, and here's why. Look how messy Florida is. Boy, do we have a tremendous amount of showers and thunderstorms just moving their way through Belle Glade, right through Port Mayaca as well, around Lake Okeechobee as we speak. And then we've got several of those making their way all the way to Fort Pierce, and then even farther to the north here along the Space Coast. We're traveling right up I-95. We've got plenty of moisture. Some of that stretching all the way south along 575 there in Sunrise. So here's what's going on with the timing of these showers and thunderstorms. You'll notice that we see them really start to crank up, especially inland this afternoon. Not only do we have this stalled out front here that's helping to trigger these showers and thunderstorms, in the afternoon, we get the sea breeze. So we've got a kind of double-edged sword as far as the forecast goes in Florida today. By the time we get to later tonight, things will quiet down a bit. You'll notice some of the shower and thunderstorm activity, though, continues up the Carolina coastline. So tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms across Florida. If you're on vacation there this week, you need to be extra careful in the afternoons, Kyla.
All right, thank you, Kay. Well, Arthur is now on the outs, but its impacts are still churning up the dangers on the coast. We're talking about rip currents from the mid-Atlantic to New England, where the most dangerous of waves are turning up.
Welcome to No Man's Land. It's a place you've been before, but it's not on any map. So go out there, lose yourself, find the truth. We're all born wild. Let's keep it that way. The 2014 4Runner. Toyota. Let's go places.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's two guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's two dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing two men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Inside each of us is a little bit of Minion. The part of us that wants to be mischievous, wants to run free. All you have to do is let it out. Find your inner Minion, only at the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem Ride at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Currently in our area, 85 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Let's unplug the past. Let's say goodbye to those. And hello to whoa. Let's find a better way to cook this. Wash that. Compare those and save these. Because you can make dinner. Or you can make dinner a breeze. Are you ready? Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, this Whirlpool washer dryer, just $349 each.
Check.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
I'm a loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharpshooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit him in the leaves and it kills to the root. Round fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
Fact. Every time you take Advil liquid gels, you're taking the pain reliever that works faster on tough pain than extra-strength Tylenol. And not only faster, stronger, too. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
We're going like knee-deep, and that's about it.
Those are some words you may want to take to heart as you head to the beaches along the Atlantic this holiday weekend. As a continued risk of rip currents from Florida to New England is in place, those a lingering effect of Arthur. Lifeguards are on high alert in New York. They're keeping swimmers out of areas that could have those dangerous rip currents. Here's a live look now. 4 places that are beautiful if you're out on the sand, not quite so much if you're in the water with that risk of rip currents. Coney Island, you can see how crowded it is there. Dewey Beach, not too bad. There looks like there's still some space there on the sand if you'd like to head out. Virginia Beach, oh, not there, just kidding. The camera just moved. Never mind, it's packed. Here, Seaside Heights, Virginia Beach. You also are looking pretty good on the sand, but the water, we have this risk, and this is the deal. Let's break down the risk of rip currents today. The siren call of the water may be in effect because those temperatures are soaring. Virginia Beach, you have a moderate risk of those rip currents, and you can't, it's actually a little bit misleading. Whenever the tide is going out, that's whenever rip currents are at their peak, and they're the most dangerous. So you may think it's a really good time to get in the water, and it's not, because you can very easily get caught up in one. It takes you right out to sea if you're not a strong swimmer, especially. Atlantic City, a low risk of rip currents, and that continues all the way up the coast until you get to Jones Beach. You are talking about a high risk of rip currents today. And then up in the Hamptons, you're looking at a moderate risk of rip currents today. Going to the Cape here, Nantucket, you've got a moderate risk of those rip currents. And then coastal Maine, you've got a low risk of rip currents today. Kyla?
Thank you, Kate. Time now for our top 5 videos. So this is where we take a look at the most amazing weather videos that we can find. As you can imagine, this week we have had a lot to choose from. So let's start with number 5. Strong winds from a derecho. Boy, they wreaked havoc in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The winds so vicious, they actually blew people over with that tarp as it took off. Ooh, that is dangerous.
It's always dangerous out there at a baseball game. You never want to see that. In keeping with the baseball theme, take a look at this. Fans at a Chicago White Sox ball game took cover during strong storms. But wait, there's more. They're sitting here. They're in a safe spot trying to get out of the way. And then bam, look how close that lightning strikes.
Makes you realize why they asked everybody to kind of push back into the areas where they were in a protected area. Because,
when officials say go, you go.
Just go. That's right. Better safe than sorry. All right, let's talk at number 3. This is why we tell you not to do the dishes during a thunderstorm that has lightning associated with it. Just doing the dishes and boom, right outside her window. I mean, could that have been closer and not been in the house? That's just really scary.
It's terrifying, yeah. Let's talk about number 2. Another scary lightning strike. Will you catch our drift today? The trend that we're on? Wham! This one in New York City. It's giving us proof that lightning does not always strike the tallest object there. And this is something that I think we sometimes lose sight of.
Yeah.
Lightning kills people.
9 fatalities so far this year, everybody. So something to pay attention to. That is for sure. Let's go to our number 1 video, which I have to tell you I can't get enough of today. It is a drone taking us right into the middle, smack dab in the middle of a fireworks show. This was shot during a show in West Palm Beach, Florida. It wasn't a 4th of July celebration. It was actually in May. But I have to say, it's just incredible. The video that we get out of these drones, which, you know, we've mentioned, it's one of those things they're trying to figure out, should they be regulated? What's the deal with all of that?
Right.
But in the meantime, the video is super cool.
It's incredible. It's right there on the riverfront, so the waterfront there. So that's the Intracoastal, and this is Sunfest.
It didn't get
Sunfest. That's where these. It's an outdoor music festival for 5 days, and that's where those fireworks were shot off. It's an incredible view. Love it. Well, the biggest storm on the planet right now is moving toward American military members in the Pacific.
We'll have that story just ahead.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
New Olympic Elite Advanced Stain and Sealant in 1 has revolutionary color-rich technology and 4-season protection package that penetrates deep to protect and beautify.
Dad, I'm hungry.
New Olympic Elite.
Dad.
New Olympic Elite. From America's most trusted brand since 1938. Only at Lowe's.
Who's he talking to?
I don't know, honey. I don't know.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you always have. Live healthy and take 1-A-Day Men's 50 Plus, a complete multivitamin with 7 antioxidants to support cell health. Age? Who cares?
Sonic has like every slush flavor someone could ever want.
That's right. This is basically Slush headquarters.
Where Sour Blue Raspberry plans world domination.
What?
Get colorful with new Sonic slushes, now available with Nerds Candy. This is how you Sonic.
Kids are fed?
Kids are fed. Homework is done. Baths are taken.
I'm impressed. Looks like you've got everything under control.
We got it all under control here. We're all good, right, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good here. Yep.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Finally, a paint that's stain resistant and scrubbable. Introducing new Valspar Reserve. Now get $10 to $40 off our best paint and stains.
I'm Adam Richmond. To get a tender steak like these that I picked up at Walmart, look for great marbling. Just the right amount brings out the flavor in heaping forkfuls of joy.
Try all natural steaks from Walmart today. They're 100% guaranteed or your money back.
Monday morning on America's Morning Headquarters. What have we learned after the first hurricane of the Atlantic season? Arthur, find out on AMHQ. Plus, this photograph changed his...
Bug bites, itchy rash.
Stop your scratching.
Stop your scratching.
Relief starts now. Gold Bond Rapid Relief. 2 itch-fighting medicines instantly relieve bug bites and all kinds of summer itches, so you can get back to fun. Gold Bond. Relief starts now.
Back pain? Get the same kind of therapy without an appointment. New Smart Relief from Icy Hot.
Press a button and relaxing pulses quickly block even chronic pain. It's wireless and easy to use.
New Smart Relief from Icy Hot. No appointment necessary.
Sunny, sexy, sizzling.
People come here to live their dream.
Welcome to Miami Real Estate.
$5 million.
8.9.
$20 million.
Where these 3 agents each have a vice.
You might want to lay off the Botox because apparently it's seeping into your brain.
I will never lose my Northeast class.
This is ridiculous. The high we're supposed to close tomorrow!
There really isn't any competition.
Yes.
$1 Million Listing Miami. All new every Wednesday at 9, 8 central. Only by Bravo.
Please try again, but hurry. Supplies are limited. That's 1-800-580-3468.
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, how about this? In a view from above, this taken by Reed Wiseman, our favorite photographer astronaut that likes to take pictures of all of our tropical systems for us. This is of Typhoon Nyogory, and that's in the Western Pacific. That's where you can clearly see, look at the striations and that storm as that low pressure deepens and the winds increase. This is a monster out in the Western Pacific, but I want to get you updated here closer to home first, let you know exactly what's going on here, because it's not a whole lot of anything. Now, you may be misled by these showers and thunderstorms that are hanging out just off the coast of Georgia, South Carolina here, and Florida. A little bit of a mess today, but this is not expected to see any sort of development there. So we're not really concerned with that. It's just going to be a little wet in spots. Let's talk about Nyogory, though, because this typhoon is just 10 miles an hour shy of being classified as a super typhoon. So 140 mile an hour sustained winds, the equivalent of a Category 4 hurricane. That's what we're looking at here. And so why is this important? Well, not only is it incredible, and here at the Weather Channel, we like to geek out on weather a little bit, but we are seeing our military service members being put in jeopardy here as this heads toward Okinawa. We've got a major military base there, so that's going to be a big concern for us. You can see how this eye, it just continues to maintain its nice clear structure. It's about 60 miles across, well, 55 miles now across in diameter as of 1 p.m., so that's a new update for us with some new information there. And taking a look at this track, again, Okinawa, the Kadena Air Base, that could be a major area of concern for us as we head into the early part of this week as a potential Category 4 equivalent violent typhoon impacts that area. So earlier today, Alex Wallace and Jen Carfagno spoke to Laura Godoy, a weather specialist with the U.S. Air Force in Okinawa, about the forecasting that she does ahead of a major storm.
Well, we work with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center at Hickam, Hawaii, and we coordinate a forecast tailored for Okinawa itself. Since we have multiple bases around island, we really do a forecast for the entire island of Okinawa. And we look at things such as how warm the sea surface temperatures are, as well as where the storm is tracking and how the models are trending. Since there's not a lot of observations out over the Pacific, we're looking at satellite data, seeing how strong and how large the storm is tracking.
Now, what exactly are you guys current thinking on this particular system as it gets pretty close to you guys?
Well, although we are expecting it to be a super typhoon as it passes just west of Okinawa, it doesn't look at this time like it'll make landfall on the island. It's just pushing a little bit west, so about 40 to 50 miles west of Okinawa, and therefore we're expecting about 120 to 150 miles per hour winds on Okinawa. However, it might decrease a little bit if the system continues to trend westward.
Snuggling. All right, well, the hurricane specialist, Dr. Craig Postel, will have more on Neoguri at 50 past the hour in our tropical update. Kyla?
Thank you, Kate. Well, more storms, more flooding concerns for communities hugging the Mississippi River this weekend as we're tracking another round of thunderstorms. The mighty Mississippi is already 6 feet above flood stage here in Clarksville, Missouri, and is expected to rise another 3 feet by Tuesday. Many neighbors, well, they spent their holiday weekend sandbagging to protect their homes. That is a tough time for them. And boy, we'd love to show a map with no rain on it for this part of the country. Unfortunately, as you can see in the center here, we do have some showers expected. In fact, severe weather possible for those of you in Wisconsin, in Iowa, and heading into Illinois. That includes in Chicago as we get later into the day. Very nice day in the Northeast today, though. And tomorrow, we'll see all of that severe weather start to slide towards the Northeast. Won't make it to the coast quite yet, but certainly if you're in the Ohio Valley, Western Pennsylvania, New York State, you've got to look out for this. We're clearing out from the rain a little bit here in the Southeast, though. So the Carolinas, a little better tomorrow. And Atlanta, you're looking good, too. 89 degrees for you. 81 in Seattle tomorrow. Beautiful there. 75 in San Fran. 83 in Los Angeles. 107 in Phoenix. But help is coming in the way of monsoonal moisture for you there in Phoenix. Will cool you down a little bit as we get into midweek. Here's a rainy Tuesday for you. The coast will be pretty good, though, from New York City down to parts of Georgia and South Carolina. More rain in Florida, a little along the Gulf Coast there as well. And Denver, you have a few showers to look out for on Wednesday. In fact, take a look at all this monsoonal moisture here. Cooling things down in Phoenix, 96 degrees. Boy, that's a big difference for you. And this is your Thursday forecast as well. You can see that rain continuing from the Four Corners right across the plains and then heading up the East Coast. A bit of a rainy day from Boston right on down to Washington, D.C. But nice behind it in Chicago on Thursday. 74 degrees for you. Here's a look at your Friday forecast. The Northeast looking good there in the 80s. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back tracking storms when we return.
Everything is ruined.
It's okay. We're ready. When the things that matter most are on the line, make sure we are too. The Fire and Water Cleanup Team at 1-800-SERVE-PRO. Like it never even happened.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?"
Yeah. I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief.
Really?
And that's it.
This is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
Dentures are very different to real teeth. They're about 10 times softer and may have surface pores where bacteria can multiply. Polident kills 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria and helps dissolve stains. That's why I recommend Polident.
Cleaner, fresher, brighter every day.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
So, I'm walking down the street, just, walking, and I found myself in the middle of this parade honouring America's troops, which is actually quite fitting because Geico has been serving the military for over 75 years. Oh, no, look, I know this is about the troops and not about me, right? But I don't look like that. Who can I write a letter to about this?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity, chewy Fruit Vines Bites. From the Red Vines family, introducing Fruit Vines Bites. Live on the sweet side with Fruit Vines.
They lived.
They lived. They lived.
We lived, thanks to our Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Don't just visit New York. Visit TripAdvisor New York. With millions of reviews, TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, variable clouds. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our
A Weather Channel original series.
This is a dangerous job.
Catching Hell. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
All we can do is prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Oh boy, here we go again.
We're talking about a new round of severe weather that is threatening many of the same places that got rocked last week, and they are in the crosshairs again. See all those sandbags. Tough time for those in the center of the country. Thank you for staying with us. For more Weather Center Live, I'm Kyla Grogan.
And I'm Kate Parker. A rough drive home for some holiday travelers. You know, folks that are trying to hit the road today. New round of thunderstorms firing up.
In fact, those of you in Chicago, you could be in for a nasty case of storm deja vu later today. We could see a repeat of this scene from last week when lightning hit the Willis Tower.
Yeah, that's right. Chicago is just one of the cities in the red zone for possible severe weather today. Milwaukee, Des Moines, Minneapolis, St. Louis, you're at risk too. So we're going to cut right to the chase. We're going to get to our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel.
And Dr. Postel, people who have flights that are later today, they could get in a little trouble with this, right?
Yeah, they could, although I don't see a huge widespread coverage of storms. So I think the air traffic will probably be okay for most of the day, but just keep an eye on the radars to see if there are any delays later on this evening, in particular in Chicago. Probably late in the evening, early nighttime hours. So let's look at the areas that we expect the possibility of severe weather. We've got torcons of 3. 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of any given point here in this region. I do think the primary hazards today are strong straight line winds and some small hail. What we've got right now is actually pretty decent weather across the upper Midwest. We had this cluster of thunderstorms about 12 hours ago right here. It's now evaporated, and we'll be keeping a close tab on what goes on up there. But the idea is that the sun is coming out and the atmosphere is getting more unstable in this region, and that is going to allow the redevelopment of thunderstorms across the same places. Upstairs near the jet stream level, we've got this fast flow aloft. You can see these wind streamers flying by from northwest to southeast. This is the shape of the jet stream right in here, and there's enough of a little wiggle in there and some strong enough winds aloft here, those purples, that will likely trigger the redevelopment of storms Probably pretty soon. I'm looking at the radar trends here. There's a couple here just east of Minneapolis. We'll have close tabs on those, but the idea is that here, look, the sun is out in northern Iowa, and the atmosphere is becoming more and more favorable for thunderstorm growth. Let's have a look at the ingredients in play. There's that jet stream, and there's the cold front that we're going to be watching today, and also the moist flow out ahead of it is going to set the stage for development along and ahead of that cold front during the afternoon and evening hours. There it is right here. There's a line of storms that I think that's going to develop by 4, 5, 6 o'clock this evening that will be moving eastward. Again, with the primary hazards being some high winds and some hail. Evening, we got some spotty showers and thunderstorms in the Chicago area near Madison and Milwaukee as well. That may delay some flights, but I think the primary organized thunderstorm groups move through will be near midnight or shortly thereafter with the cold front. Once that cold front goes through, the storm threat is over. Kyla, back to you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Postel. Let's take a live look now at St. Joseph, Michigan. This is the lighthouse right along the lake, and you can see right now the current there, right? It's very strong. We see some white caps. They actually have a bit of a rip current risk today and also a high wave, dangerous swimming situation going on there. 76 degrees, but that water about 68 degrees. So if you are out there, probably a great idea not to go in today. Be very careful. You can see how active it is just from the video right there. But we do have heat there right now. That's probably why people are heading down to the lakes. And the Midwest is about to see a little relief from that. Right now, 80 degrees in Minneapolis, 83 in Des Moines, 81 in Chicago, and 80 in Detroit. Yeah, we're winding up the weekend a little toasty, but cooler air will be returning as our jet stream starts to move to the south. It opens the door to let all of that cooler air to the north come on in. And in fact, we're really going to cool down. We're going to see highs 5 to 10 degrees below average from Minneapolis right on down to Cincinnati. That includes those of you in Des Moines and Chicago. Today, however, we'll see 90s in St. Louis. Yeah, 91 degrees there. 80s in Des Moines and Chicago and Detroit. We get into tomorrow. How about this? 95 St. Louis, 85 in Des Moines, but 81 in Minneapolis. So you will start to see that cool down. And then as we move into the middle part of the week, that's when we'll really start to see everybody. Tuesday, 70s from Minneapolis right on down to Des Moines and Chicago. And then you can see those 70s make their way to Detroit on Wednesday. Still in the 80s in Cincinnati, but low 80s, so that'll be all right. But Chicago, 84 degrees is your average high. Tomorrow we'll go above that to 87. We will start to see a little stormy weather affect that, change our temperatures as that front starts to pass us by. And the 70s are coming into play Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Kate.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look where we're heating up once again today. But could you see more of this in your future? Some ponchos, some umbrellas. Yeah, we're talking about the Big Apple and the heat that's in your forecast. Let's go ahead and break down the temperatures the next couple of days, and then we're going to get to that stormy weather. So this is kind of a twofold story. So we're warming up in the Northeast. Obviously, these temperatures are cranking up. Here's what the jet stream's doing. It's just kind of chilling up here to the north, post Arthur, which means that we're going to see all these warm temperatures start to surge north up into the mid-Atlantic states and into New England. So warmer air in place, which means these temperatures, they're heading up. In fact, today you're going to be 85 today in New York, 86 in the nation's capital, 76 though in Pittsburgh. Look at tomorrow, however, 92 in the big city, 95 in D.C. And then by Tuesday, not quite as warm, but it is still going to be pretty warm. 91 degrees in New York, 96 in Washington, D.C. That's when the rain starts to be a little bit of an influential factor there. So we're starting with the heat, and then we're moving on to the rain here. Here's what's going to happen. That jet stream that's hanging out to the north, well, it's going to start to dip just a bit, and we're going to watch that low travel along with it, which means that trailing cold front is going to shove some of this moisture right through the northeast. It's going to give the lift of the atmosphere we need with all this moisture and all this warmth, and we're going to see a few showers and thunderstorms. In fact, even some possibly severe thunderstorms possible tomorrow for western PA, portions of upstate New York. You could see a bit of that, and then stretching all the way back off to the west there. But what about Tuesday? We get a little bit of increased coverage with these scattered thunderstorms on Tuesday, edging closer to the coast. That's going to be a concern for us. Then by Wednesday, that's when the big cities start to get a bit wet. Boston, New York, D.C., you're going to be seeing some scattered thunderstorms by the time we get to Wednesday. So Here's how much rain accumulation you could see. We're not looking for a tremendous amount closer to the coast. A little farther inland, like western PA, Pittsburgh, it's not unreasonable that you could see over 2 inches of rainfall by the time we get to Friday morning, Kyla.
All right, thank you, Kate. Well, monsoon season is in full force this weekend in Arizona. You're taking a look at a kind of beautiful picture here sent in by Mike Wiesner. Look at this. Badly needed rain soaking Tucson yesterday afternoon. Quick thunderstorms rolled through, and you can see all of that rain coming down. In fact, 15 minutes, they got a half an inch of rain. So that is how quickly it's come down. And you can take a look at this one, too, sent in by Dr. John Barentine in Tucson. All of that stormy weather. And again, they need the rain there, but sometimes it's a little tough when you get into the southwest. We get a lot of places that have very dry ground, and then all this rain comes down quickly, and you get a lot of runoff and flooding. Well, the rain is going to continue in the desert southwest as it is the monsoon season. Right now, though, we're dry in Phoenix. Yeah, they're used to that, too. We get a lot of that dry weather. But I tell you what, this is the time of year where you're kind of happy to see some of the clouds come in, because it means it'll cool you down a little bit, so we'll see a little bit of that. But this is our monsoonal moisture pattern as it comes on in. We've got high pressure, and we've got all of this being drawn in with a seasonal reversal of winds that happens this time of year. So Flagstaff, Phoenix, Albuquerque, even Denver, scattered thunderstorms for you. Today, we'll certainly see them in Arizona and New Mexico. They'll head up into Utah as well, and parts of Denver. And tomorrow, you can see really more concentrated here in Arizona and heading to New Mexico. But you do get it in Nevada and parts of California as well. In fact, we had a rescue in Las Vegas yesterday because of some flooding and some flash flooding in San Bernardino. So you have to look out for it. We're looking all told just about an inch of rain in most spots, the 3 to 5 down in southern Arizona, and pockets of 1 to 2 as well. Kate.
Well, still to come, Jim Cantore is making history along the shores of the Atlantic as Arthur rolled on through. Special camera deployed at the beach. What it was looking for while Arthur made landfall. And we're getting sweaty in the Northeast, tracking storms next.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 77. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All over the world know us, but they don't yet know we're a family. We're right where you need us. At the next job, next adventure, or at the next exit. Helping you explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. So wherever you want to be, whatever you want to do, chances are we're already there. Save up to 25% and earn bonus points when you book at WyndhamRewards.com.
Summertime is watermelon time, and as a farmer, it's my favorite time of year. To know their sweetness will put a smile on someone's face means the world to me. That's why I work with Walmart. They make sure you only get the freshest watermelons, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
Oh, that's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Enjoy the dealer experience ranked highest by J.D. Power and get $1,250 Independence Day cash plus 0% financing for 60 months on the 2014 Enclave.
So, have you heard about this new Lancaster? Buttery rich, smooth, and surprisingly soft creams. So you give one a try, and wow. It's new Lancaster. It's caramel reimagined.
Jack.
Uh-huh.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
I'm a loving
loving husband and a real good dad, but weeds just make me rattlesnake mad. Well, Roundup has a sharp shooting wand. I'm sending them weeds to the great beyond. Roundup. Yeah. No need to pump, just point and shoot. Hit them in the leaves and it kills to the root. Ground fences, trees, even mulched beds, because the only good weed is a weed that's dead. Roundup. Yeah. Roundup. Yeah. With a one-touch wand.
My name is Karen, and I have diabetic nerve pain. It's progressive pain. First, that feeling of numbness, then hot pins, almost like lightning bolts, hot strikes into my feet. So my doctor prescribed Lyrica. The pain has been reduced, and I feel better than I did before.
It's known that diabetes damages nerves. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is not for everyone. It may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these. New or worsening depression or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, changes in eyesight including blurry vision, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or skin sores from diabetes. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Having less pain, that means everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica today. It's specific treatment for diabetic nerve pain.
Let's try on a new coat, one that covers better, lasts longer, and protects us from the elements, inside and out. Let's go to the place with the best paint. Take it home for less. Then rock and roll. Let's do the one thing that changes everything. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, get $5 off cans and $20 off buckets of select paints and stains.
Seattle. What a gorgeous shot. 73 degrees, tons of sunshine. It is simply a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. You guys had some of the most wonderful weather, I think, across the country for 4th of July. I didn't get to see the video of fireworks in Seattle, but it's always a pretty show out there, too. Simply stunning, everybody. But we're going to see a little heat kick in here in the Northwest. Certainly going to be feeling like summer today. And as we head throughout the weekend, in fact, it looks like this heat is going to stay for a while. High pressure in control, our jet stream staying well to the north, and that means temperatures can soar. We're talking 5 to 15 degrees above average in many spots. About 5 degrees above average in Seattle. As you can see there today, 80 degrees. But look at what's happening in Reno. Triple-digit heat. They're almost 10 degrees above average. Could get into record-setting territory for them. And if you look at tomorrow, 102 in Reno. Woo! That's a hot one. They have a thing called hot summer nights. Yeah, that's a hot summer night right there. 99 in Medford, 98 in Boise tomorrow, 89 in Spokane, 97 in Salt Lake City. Those temperatures staying up there as we get into Tuesday as well. You can see very close to triple digits in Medford and Boise. So Boise, hang in there. Your average 89. Not going to see it in the next 5 days. Kate.
Well, Arthur may be finally gone, but not before giving Canada one final blow. This was its last hurrah yesterday as it made landfall in New Brunswick, just northeast of Maine. It was packing up to 60-mile-an-hour gusts plus rain, pounding surf, and damage from high winds. Now, something historic happened here on the Weather Channel in the wee hours of Friday morning. Jim Cantori and hurricane tracker Mark Sudduth, they deployed a never-before-used technology at the height of Arthur's landfall. Take a look.
We are on the sound side of the island here, and Mark Sudduth is with me. Obviously, he's got his hurricane gear on, and I've got mine on.
But appropriately dressed.
Explain to people what we're going to do here, Mark.
Storm surge is historically the biggest killer in hurricanes, and it makes a lot of damage, obviously. We want to study its effects, understand how fast it rises. There's a lot that we can learn, and we can do so using unmanned camera system and data recorders. And we're going to deploy what we call the drifting surge cam for the first time ever right here tonight.
All right, let's go do that. I'm going to help Mark basically pull this out of the truck, and we're going to deploy it. It's big, it's heavy, it obviously floats. I got this side. You ready, big guy?
It's like an oil tanker.
It's buoyant. It's like an oil tanker, Mark says, and we're going to carry it. And thank goodness we are, if you will, upwind, because we're getting a little tailwind here to help us take this out. We're going to put it on the end of the dock, guys. And basically what it's going to do, Mark, you're going to put the lens. What has it got, 2 cameras?
That's correct. It's got a GoPro sitting on one side and a streaming Wi-Fi camera on the other. to provide a shot right there, both recorded and streaming live for the Weather Channel to show the world.
All right, so what we're going to do, guys, is show you these cameras a little bit later on in the show once we get them all set up. But here it is. Surge comes in, and what could happen, again, guys, we've been telling you about the Pamlico Sound has been pushed on out. You can see the mud right down and through here. Where do you think? I mean, we're looking at those. We're probably about 2.5, 3 feet down, right?
Right. That wind is just blowing the sound away. A storm surge in reverse. On the other side of the Pamlico Sound and Albemarle Sound, they're getting a surge up. When that wind comes back at us, as you talked about earlier, all that water is going to come rushing back. I saw it during Irene up on the Roanoke Sound. It is nasty.
Ooh, well, if you watch the Weather Channel every day, like you should,
Naturally.
you know, you know that storm surge is responsible for 1 out of 4 deaths during a hurricane. Thankfully, no one died during Arthur.
But there was one victim. That camera you saw Jim Cantore deploying with Mark Sudduth. We lost contact with the unit for more than 24 hours and feared the footage was lost, but we have an update for you. Jim Cantore tweeted this picture from a very sunny Outer Banks with the words, "Found it." Here he is pulling that camera gear out of the mud with the help of one of our broadcast engineers, Gil. They found it a quarter of a mile away and under a house with the help of GPS.
And we have another note about our friend and colleague, the beloved Jim Cantore. The thing is that Jim is like the nicest guy. He's really sweet. Like,
but
he loves his kids.
Wants
He's like
to
this
see them.
great guy who you don't always notice, but no one likes him when they show up in his town, in their town.
Well, here's what the sign said. He's not welcome, but guess what? After the storm passed by, they put up a different sign.
Aww.
They love the Cantore just like we do. Have a good day.
It handled the Great Hoagie Fight of 2011.
89 thunderstorms.
And 90 spilled drinks.